Yo, what is going on, guys? Just wanted to jump on here to give a, wouldn't say a trade recap, but um, the trade I tried to take, but my account ended up being liquidated, just because of the trailing drawdown, right? Because we made like 1,000, so our drawdown trailed us to 1,000, and we were unable to kind of get that full motion of the trade. So I couldn't really know whether this would play out or not. Um, but it will be interesting to say the least on what they, what actually happens. Yeah, I'll just jump into the higher time frame. So the high time frame, the 4 hour, we're reacting off a 4 hour bearish rally up here. We use it to push price down lower. And even if we were to reverse, ideally I would like this low to actually um, get seen and get taken out if we are looking for a reversal, because that would be our high time frame liquidity sweep here. And not only that, but we would be filling in majority of this range as well, which we did hit equilibrium on. But again, with the reacting of the bearish PY that was pushed in, ideally, to me, it's signaling price to go a little bit lower just before we get that continuation back up again. The 1 hour time frame was a lot clearer today. So on the 1 hour time frame, as you guys can see, that we, with that 4 hour gap that we reacted from, which is this one, we actually put in that hourly fair value gap there. And what I was pretty much looking for was, sorry guys, what I was pretty much looking for was this to get tapped. And when it gets tapped, ideally I'm looking for either, a break past this level here where we actually come and take out these highs, or we actually respect this level on the short term and we continue down lower to potentially take out these lows as well as these lows here. And we had that second option, right? And that was confirmed. Why? Because once we tapped into this hourly, we had an inversion fair value gap here. It just sucks that the way we did close, we closed all the way down here. So we were unable to get that retracement back up into this 15-minute gap here. That would have been a nice trade to actually continue down shorts down to these liquidity levels here. And with that move down, we also created another 15-minute bearish fair value gap off this hourly POI. I'm just like, okay, cool. Um, we had this level get taken out, so I want to see, just because this is unmitigated, I want to see this get tapped and see whether we fill it to go down lower, or we actually we take enough liquidity to actually fuel the move back up again, maybe potentially. So there was the two options there. Um, and we take out a bunch of more low resistance lows, I would say. Um, so as you guys can see here, we actually take out that low I was talking about before, and we didn't get a retracement into this 15-minute gap here. And we put in a new lower low, and with that new lower low created, um, I was pretty much looking to see, off this condition that was made, either we react from it, we get our entry model and we react from it, we get that inversion, um, price of this thing, and continue down lower to the final draws, which are these ones, or again, same thing, but this would be more probable is the fact that we actually inverse this bearish fair value gap. We get a retracement back into it, and we continue to take out these internal highs, right? And external to internal, right? So, that was the two options I was looking for. The entry model did come up, and unfortunately, we did get kind of we got a great close on the entry model, but wasn't great enough. Sorry about that, guys. But wasn't great enough to um wasn't great enough for a risk to reward, right? And I just wasn't willing to take the trade, especially because of if we're having to enter all the way down here. Oh, sorry. Use this. If we have to enter all the way down here, right? Our stops would not be great. I'll put it that way. Um, and our RR wouldn't be really worth it in terms of taking a trade. Again, it's not the highest probable trade, but it is a probable trade just because, we did get the entry model and we did get the confirmation of, um, we did get the confirmation of this bearish condition. So, another thing that also sucked was the fact that though we inverse this here, we actually get a closure below these lows. So we're pretty much unable to go break even at this level again. So I was just pretty much looking for a reaction from this fair value up again. So I'm like, okay, cool. We take out the break even level. Let's see if we come back up here to this fair value gap, which is here. That we actually used to try to push down lower. And let's see if we show, if the candles show that price are getting filled again in this area after taking out these internal highs, or we inverse it and price seems to take out some form of internal highs which was made on that first initial tap into that 5-minute fair value gap. So I would say, the trade was there, but it was just in terms of trying to get an entry was the hardest thing today. Normally it's the easiest thing to get, but it was definitely the hardest thing today when we have candles like this where, our entry model sit here, but we take out those lows that we're looking to go break even. So we're unable to protect ourselves. But then again, we still have that 5-minute fair value gap that we're still reacting from. So, I mean, it's a lot of things to consider in terms of um, what trade to kind of take and like how to take it and making sure the risk to reward is favorable. And as you guys can see, the trade ends up playing out just now, which again kind of sucks that we missed that, but again, due to the account being liquidated, like within the first, when we had a slight move up, we actually got liquidated. Um, just because of that trailing drawdown that the futures prop firm account has. So I probably won't trade till, let's see here, till next week Wednesday, I would say. Um, I probably won't take trades, but I'll be marking out trades. Um, I could honestly paper trade till the 11th next week, just because I don't want to um, I don't want to pay for a reset when the billing date is in a week. So I'd rather just wait for the new account and then try again. So, um, yeah, I mean, again, we're not, in terms of monthly record, we're coming up onto a month since we've had this Traderfy account, and we only blown it today, right? So only a month of being like not making money, but not also losing money, if that makes sense, right? Because so we're kind of break even on the month. So, we're getting somewhere, right? I went from blowing accounts, every 1 or 2 weeks, due to improper psychology and things like that, to, um, you know, getting break even for the month. So, to me, I would say that's a pretty good kind of, um, pretty good, uh, how do I say it? Pretty good improvement from what I was before. I just kind of need to capitalize on those moves when we first get the initial accounts, um, and kind of fix the entry, because wait for that small pullback to get that good fill, and then take the trade, instead of accounting for what this risk to reward tool is, and then getting filled all the way down here. Like, there's been a couple times where we've been filled all the way down here. We get take profit, but it's not as much as we should be getting, just because we get the fill all the way down here. So, um, again, one of those things where there's just the small things I need to really touch up on, and make sure that we kind of finish strong for the month. But again, unable to see this trade actually get played out. It would have been interesting to see, if we actually would have got stopped out right here. I mean, it would have been maybe a tick or two, I would say. Yeah, one tick would have been, what one tick would have been the the limit there. So it would have been 50-50. I would say that I would have got stopped out here, maybe not, just because of how fast this candle actually went back down again. So it could have been not enough to actually stop me out. But, um, yeah, I mean, again, one of those trades where the idea was there, right? Like, as you guys can see, the trade plays out, right? The trade plays out, but again, due to the accounts and things like that, we were unable to, um, we were kind of unable to, see whether this trade actually plays out or not. But again, it's a trade that I did take. So, yeah, as you guys can see, I entered on this candle here, and we got stopped out on this candle here. So, due to liquidation and the trailing stop losses and things like that. So, um, yeah, the count is at 48. So we made a total of 1,000, and we ended up hitting, um, going back down to that after that kind of huge loss. I would say one 1.2% loss, unintentionally, just because we got a horrible fill, and the trade doesn't end up playing out, which is okay. It's something that we learn from. But yeah, like, to be honest, whether I won or lost this trade, I'll be happy to take it, because again, we had the thought process. I was like kind of thinking in my head what I wanted to see, right? What I wanted to see in terms of if I was looking for reversals or continuations, right? And like what were our draws, right? As you can see, we tapped that hourly, right? Perfect. We didn't get a retracement into this 15-minute inversion, or this 15-minute bearish rally gap. Okay, cool. Price makes a new lower low on that 5-minute structure. We closed nicely below these lows. I'm pretty much looking for a retracement. We get that retracement. It fills that equilibrium, so it's another confluence that we can use also. We get our entry model, which in this case is, we get a close below this inversion. We wait for a retracement back up here. Um, so, and we enter stops above here, and just targeting these draws on liquidity, which ends up being hit, right? All these draws end up being hit. So again, like, the thought process is there, like the trade is there. It's just like, I need to go from actually going from those break even months to, um, you know, slowly making my way to profits, right? But again, that I know that will come with time, that will come with patience, and I know that if I keep my psychology straight, like, I could have blindly entered on the fact that we didn't get um, we didn't get a retracement back up to these 15-minute gaps here. I could have blindly entered because thinking that I would have missed a move, but no. What do profitable traders do? They wait for their condition to be set, and they wait for their entry model from that condition to be executed, right? To take the trade. And that's exactly what I did today. So again, I'm not happy. I'm happy that I took the trade. Um, it's unfortunate that the account doesn't end up playing out because of the whole trailing stop loss thing. But again, I'll be paper trading till next week Wednesday because why waste money, right? Again, like I'm not profitable yet, um, but like so we try to preserve as much. I'm trying to preserve as much as my own capital as I can. I know investing in yourself is good, but you want to do it smartly, not over risk and then lose everything, right? You want to do it smartly and make sure that you're not hindering your processes because forcing, when you start forcing and when you start buying accounts, it forces you to take trades more. Or well, that's me, just because you lost the other account and um, you want to pass this account as quickly as possible. So yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where, things like this take time, right? You know, I don't know how many years now, maybe what, like 2.5 years so far. So 2.5 years, and we were making progress, but we're still not at the end goal, right? So yeah, again, we had the high time frame context, 15-minute gaps that were invalidated. So in terms of defense for the bullish side, we didn't really have anything in terms of um, but that 50-minute inversion. We get that inversion. Unfortunately, we didn't get a retracement into either. So price actually treats it as a breakaway gap. We take out these lows here. We form a better structure. We take out these internal lows as well. And I'm looking for price to rebalance in this condition, in this 5-minute condition, which in this case, we get that retracement, we get that entry model, and we execute, right? And, the trade ends up playing out all the way down to these lows too. So, yeah. So again, the trade ideas work. The processes were there. It's just unfortunately, the account problems and the account haps or whatever it is. But again, happy to take this trade. Again, no regrets. And yeah, just want to thank you guys so much for watching. Oh, also want to let you guys know that my exam did go well. I got 80% out of 100, and the passing rate is 70%. So, um, yeah, uh, so pretty happy about that. And for my career and things like that, it's what's putting money in my pocket, right? We're going the legit way, right? We're trying to make money the legit way, and not stick to the old ways. So, um, yeah, slowly getting there with my career and things like that. And yeah, really happy that you know, trying to balance out this trading stuff as well as trading. It's quite hard, but again, I'm willing to put in those hours and the dedication, the consistency, to make sure that the hard work that we're putting in can pay off, and I hope it does pay off. I pray to God that it does pay off. But again, it's those things where you kind of rush the process as well. So I'm along for the ride, and yeah, just want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have an amazing night. I hope you guys have a great day tomorrow. God bless as always. God is good, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.